Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I often say that, unfortunately, in the past about 30 years, the United States diplomacy dropped to only four tools, and those are threats, blackmail, regime change, and attack, bombardment, invasion. That's by observation. It's not by just by waking up in the morning in bad mood or anything. And how do you figure that out? You figure it out by observing, and obviously by statements made sometimes by people who were at the receiving end of the U.S. Diplomacy and who escaped alive. One of these people is the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan. I covered him intensely right after he was ousted through a non-confidence vote last year. In a democratic way, everything was democratically conducted. In Pakistan, the parliament put forth a motion of no confidence vote. They voted, and he was out in no time. He visited Russia prior, and he met Putin. He made with Putin some agreements for beneficial to both countries and their people. But that ran against the will of the big boss of the plantation, which is the United States of America. Imran Khan stated then and kept saying that the United States ousted him, took him out, get him out, by speaking with the parliamentaries, speaking with the military, and eventually he said they succeeded. He also talked about the pressure the United States of America put on Pakistan at the United Nations, trying to have Pakistan condemn Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. As you probably know, Imran Khan escaped alive after an assassination attempt. He was shot in the leg. Then he was arrested by the Pakistani government. I think he's charged with some crimes, I think one of them is corruption. I think he did not return some gifts, or he sold some gifts that he received from foreign dignitaries while he was the Prime Minister of Pakistan, something like that. And another indictment, I think it was, he, according to them, threatened one of female magistrates, a judge, with violence, and they call that terrorism, terrorizer, and so on. Those, I think, are the main charges. As of now, he is alive, and he is going to, maybe they will allow him to participate or to run for re-election or whatever. These guys are going to take care of him. I doubt that he will be allowed. He's got a big support, like another guy here in the United States of America, but these guys are at a level of preventing him, not shooting him, and anything like that. So let's see what Imran Khan has to say about who and how the Americans, who is in Americans, he says this bluntly, Americans, US government ousted him, and what were their methods. Very interesting article. Now, it doesn't mean that this is 100% true. After all, he wants to get back in power. He turned politician, so there's a lot of strikes against him. But we should listen to him like we listen to many witnesses of the Second World War, and we trust them. So, Russia Today, June 11, 2023. Ex-Pakistani Prime Minister claims US plotted against him after Russia deal. Imran Khan has said he rebuffed US pressure to condemn Moscow amid its operation in Ukraine. Pakistan former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who was arrested last month on corruption charges, has claimed in a wide-ranging interview with Newsweek published on Saturday that the United States exerted diplomatic pressure to remove him from office last year. Speaking to the US publication, Khan said he visited Russia on the same day that Moscow launched its military operation in Ukraine in February 2022. and that while he didn't agree with the motives behind the offensive, he refused calls to condemn the action so as to not jeopardize a trade agreement. The US, and I'm quoting Imran Khan, wanted us through the United Nations to condemn Russia. How did they want it? Did they speak with you? I'm assuming, said Khan, who explained that his government had arranged an agreement to import, and I'm quoting, cheap oil and wheat from Moscow that will benefit his country and his people. I think that's his main, allegiance to his people, democracy, remember? And I'm quoting, if we condemn them right now, what about the impact it's going to have on our population? Question mark, end quote. Khan added that after a meeting in early March of 2022 between Pakistani and US diplomats, he was informed that unless he was removed as prime minister, there would be, and I'm quoting, consequences, end quote. And I'm quoting again, next day, there's the no confidence motion tables in the National Assembly. Khan said, and I'm quoting again, and before that, we see that the American embassy is meeting our parliamentaries, our backbenchers, end quote. He added that he was puzzled as to why the US would object to a deal, end quote. The US has said there is no truth to Khan's repeated claims of a Washington-backed conspiracy against him. Khan has been accused of an array of charges ranging from corruption to sedition since he was ousted from power last April after losing a no-confidence vote. He denies all accusations of wrongdoing. Khan, a former cricket star, has accused what he refers to as Pakistan's undemocratic military chief of being behind his May arrest, this May 2023, which sparked a wave of protests among his supporters. He is accused by the authorities of exchanging political favors for cash while in office. Charges against Khan have inflamed what was already a precarious political balancing act in Islamabad, as the country of 231 million people grapples with soaring food prices, an extended economic crisis, and extremist violence. Discussions with International Monetary Fund, no, don't get those in, IMF, over an economic bailout have also stagnated amid the political rancor. I hope you gain your independence by not dealing with those guys, IMF. That's a little advice. Why? Look in the history, look at how great they did with all the countries they helped. They helped taking over. The countries were so successful that are in big debt. Earlier this week, Khan was named the Pakistani police in connection to a case against unidentified gunmen following the murder of a lawyer who was investigating sedition charges against the former premier. So this is just, I think, just politics allowing us to see its other side, or one of the other sides that politics has. Because in politics is about winning. That's what it is. It's about winning. You gotta win to be in power. That's the whole thing. I'm talking about, this kind of politics. Not politics that you have with your wife or something like that. Even those are meant to have a winner. You speak with your wife, you conduct politics, household politics in order to solve a problem or to be right. In this case, this prime minister shows us what's behind it in Pakistan. I know. Some of you might, point out to me that Pakistan is a little bit different and it's not like the real democracies and so on. But if you think that these kind of things do not occur in a really milder way, or more civilized, put it this way, here than over there, you don't have to look further than to look at what's going on with some people who want to run for presidency, and they are going to probably be banned. That's the goal. And even if you have people who say, well, you should drop from the process. You should not run for the re-election. I'm talking about Trump, obviously. And that was Bolton, that idiot who says Trump should drop because might get charges against him and so on. Well, Bolton, you've never been elected in any position. So that means people did not speak, with the hand up or this like that. And you were always appointed by interests. So yeah, for you it's easy to say that. But what about the tens of millions of people who voted and would vote and support this candidate? This is a problem with democracy. What if this guy is Al Capone? Al Capone indicted and convicted, I'm talking. Now, and people want him and he would win an election. They don't let him run. Well, democratic rules says you should. On the other hand, you have little hanky-panky saying, well, he is a convicted criminal. I don't think he can run for this and that. So you see, we have technicalities, which we should. That's it. Imran Khan, I think he's very courageous, that's for sure. Because over there, I don't even know how he is still alive. Straight. I don't know how these guys over there, under the, how should I put it, the uncertain environment of Pakistan still manages to not be removed forever. But I'm glad. I like the guy for some reason, and we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. But this is a way to deal behind behind the facade, how you take care of governments, according to Imran Khan, who was at the receiving end. And as I said before, he's not necessarily trustworthy because he's a politician nowadays, and then he is also in a quest for power. I don't know if his convictions are as honest and pure as he expresses them, but what he says the Americans were doing, it sounds very, very familiar to me. Why? I've seen it in other countries. Now, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.